Danny Allen, Camden Country Club.
Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last, he has ransomed me.
Equipment side is the key for us. We're small, or we don't have a big budget, so we have to get equipment. We used to buy our equipment, now we lease our equipment, and that's a key for us to be competitive with the other big clubs. Is we got enough equipment to get the job done in a short period of time. We've got 6 people here, and that's not a lot, and so we have duplicates about every more that we have, so that helps. We have 120 acres altogether. That's everything. That's driving range. That's all of it. So it's not a big layout. It's close, tight, but that's being an old course like we are. That's the way it is. Networking more than anything, and seeing, once I joined, I got to talk to superintendents from up in the mountains to the coast, got their ideas what they do, understood the industry partners a lot better than just being a superintendent, so that helped a tremendous amount to know what their problems are, what they expect from us. Plus, just networking with the superintendents and just seeing what works and what doesn't work, and share the knowledge. And that's one thing I see the Superintendent Associations change since I become a member. I mean, we used to, at the show, we used to meet in a hotel room with about 30 superintendents at night, and that's all we done. What did you see work this year? What did you see work last year? And that's how we gain knowledge. Now we have classes, we have exhibits. We see it a lot more than what we used to. But that's how it's changed a lot, and it's been a honor to see it change, because it's the biggest in the country. So I was first member in 1976. Got the privilege and honor of being president of local associations. Then I got the privilege and honor to serve on the Carolinas board. Moved my way up in that in 8 years, and I've become president. And then I had the privilege of coming back on and serving 4 years as past president. So great experience. Got to meet a lot of people, a lot of new people, got to see a lot of things, got to meet with the industry partners. Just a good relationship with there, and it's been a plus for me in my career. Okay, Camden first started, Walter Travis designed the course. It was for a hotel. If you've seen the railroad tracks, were from halfway point from New York to Miami. And we had a huge hotel that was on the property. It sort of reminded me of Pinehurst. and it was a good opportunity for the horse people to stop halfway, and we had the sand, and they trained horses here, and it was a big they loved the hotel, so they stopped there, and Walter Travis designed it. And then in 1903, I think it was, and then it was sand greens, and they were the only patent sand greens in the country. He loved the greens so much he patented them. And then in 1923, they hired Donald Ross to come and redo the course because they were going to grass greens. And so he come in and looked at the course, and he redesigned some holes. He left a lot of Travis stuff because he liked that. We're probably one of the few courses in the country that's had Travis and Ross. And so you can see when you play the course what's Travis and what's not. We've had 2 redesigns since then. Rick Robbins done one, and Chris Spence done our latest one, and that's went over real well, and the club really likes it. So we're known for our real small greens. We only have about 2 acres of greens, and very undulated. Chris tried to bring all that back in. We went and found Travis's old designs and Ross's designs, and we tried to put them back as close as we could. And but that's what protects this old course. We're not but about 6,400 yards long. We have a lot of big tournaments, and so Camden's a special place. We have a club on the site here. It's called Springdale Hall. It's open in the fall, winter, and spring, where you can come and rent cottages and eat and play here. So it was sort of a tourist town in the winter. When I first come here, we have a lot more play in the winter than we do in the summer because it's so hot. Now it's sort of equaled out, but that's the big difference that I've seen in the history of Camden. Is everybody likes the location, everybody likes the course. It's a friendly course to walk, so it's a real good place to come and play. Doesn't take you about 3.5 hours, which is another good thing. So unless you play like I do, it probably takes you about 5 hours. But it's just a great place, and it's got a lot of history. It started off, we had the first Monday after the Masters, and back in the old days. So we had a big pro-am, and we even had, I think, 2 winners of the Masters played here on Monday, which was, that would be unheard of back now. But we have pictures of it, and up in the clubhouse we'll have a lot of history. And that was something that drew us here. Me and my brother, when he come down, he could see the potential. And then when I come down a little later, we just tried to do the best we could with what we had. And it's turned out real well for both of us. And it's just a special place, great place, great small town, a lot of history. A great place to raise a family, and that's one reason I'm still here.
So many times I've questioned certain circumstances or things I could not understand. And many times
Basically, I do a lot of church work. I love going out and doing church work. I enjoy missionary work. I enjoy working with athletes. I enjoy started the Able Club from Lugoff Elgin, which is the booster club. I love I've done their fields for like 5-6 years. I've done Camden's for 4 or 5 years too. So I enjoyed that. It gave me something to relax, get away from here. It wasn't the pressure as much here as it was there. But I enjoy that kind of stuff, and I really enjoy my 2 grandchildren that's come now. I love seeing them. Just don't see them enough. But I've got 2 great kids, and I just love watching them grow up, and now I enjoy watching them as adults. And so that brings me more joy than anything. And just spreading the gospel, the biggest thing. I've thought of that a lot, and I've seen a lot of heartbreak. And I guess probably the biggest advice, and somebody told me this a long time ago, the golf course is not yours. You work there, you give it your best, you do the best you can, but until you pay the bills, it's not yours. And I've seen too many great superintendents get too attached to their course, and it gets them in trouble when board time comes around or owner time comes around. And it's not to say you can't argue against some things, but just always remember it's not yours. You work there, but it's not yours. And I think that would help it tremendously. I've seen too many great superintendents lose their job because they argued about something that probably deep down didn't mean a whole lot, but it did to them because they're out there every day and they pour their guts into the place. But you really have to step back sometimes and say, it's not mine. I work here, I'm going to give it my best, I'm going to do the best I can, but it's not mine. And that would be my advice for young superintendents. Go in there and do the best job you can do, but it's not your course unless you're paying the bills. And that would be the advice I would give a young guy right now, because I've seen so many lose their job over it, and that's disheartening, because I always thought, why can't they talk this out? Why couldn't they talk? And I've seen people make people upset, and years later they get to be in power and they get rid of them for no reason, and it's sad. It's sad to see, but that's a part of our business, and that's one thing I always tell a young superintendent. It's not always about grace. Communication and dealing with people is more important than grace most of the time, because the grace can get you fired, but the people will fire you. So that's my advice to young superintendents.